Hi guys and welcome to my review of Boku no Hero Academia chapter 138. Go! Actually a lot of things happen in this chapter, and I don't think I will want to go into all of it, cause I think I'm gonna talk about the police, and a bit about... Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna start talking about the police and see how long I talk for, because I don't want to make this too long, and I feel like a lot of the things will go into next chapter as well, but I want to make a prediction about the police. More specifically Tsukauchi, who was, of course, mentioned in this chapter. But what I want to address is that the theory that everyone has made. Every single YouTuber who has read Boku no Hero Academia, I feel like at least 90% of them believe that Tsukauchi is the traitor, and I've said many times as well that I think that's a very viable theory, because when it comes down to it, he doesn't really have a function in the story other than just being All Might's best friend who's in the police, which already there is like, what other role does he have? He could easily have been like anything else other than All Might's best friend, but the fact that he has like the kind of like not hero job of being a police officer, but he's also All Might's best friend, you could see like there's kind of like that power dynamic there, which you'd feel probably kind of inferior if you still want to be like help people but you're not strong enough, so you're just in the police and then you're All Might's best friend. And then there's also the fact that within the few people who knew about All Might's weakened condition, we only had about like a handful of about 5 people. It was All Might, obviously. Recovery Girl, Night-Eye, Gran Torino, and then Tsukauchi. Of these 5 people, who is more likely to tell the League of Villains about All Might? Because we know that in the beginning of the series they had gotten information from somewhere that All Might had been weakened, and it would make sense they would Tsukauchi because the other 4 seem unlikely. I feel like it's not Night-Eye, he was introduced too late. I feel like it's not Gran Torino either. I also feel like he was introduced too late, and I don't think it's Recovery Girl. That leaves All Might and Tsukauchi, and why would All Might tell the League of Villains that he's weakened? So it feels like as if he's a traitor. It could also be someone else. I have multiple times said I suspect Voice Make for no other reason than me just wanting to suspect Voice Make, because he's another one of those characters I feel like they don't really have a role other than being comic relief teacher type. Like he's the commentary Guts from Dressrosa of Boku no Hero Academia, so he could just be that kind of character, but I feel like every single character in Boku no Hero Academia serves like a significant role. But what I want to talk about is Tsukauchi might not be the traitor, but maybe he will be the dead victim that will lead to All Might's death. Cause in this chapter we have Deku saying that Gran Torino isn't here, why is that? And then, was it Night-Eye or someone, I forgot who it was, said that Gran Torino is not here because Tsukauchi had some pretty big leads on the League of Villains, and Gran Torino was kind of upset that he couldn't be there, but League of Villains kind of took priority over that, because, you know, he's also in on that. So those 2 are now off on some lead of the League of Villains. We also don't know what ended up happening between the 8 Precepts and the League, so yeah. But what I want to propose is that Tsukauchi might be the first legitimate death we see. Cause if he truly is All Might's best friend, and he should die by the hands of the League of Villains, maybe Gran Torino as well. I don't think so. I think it's a little early for Gran Torino to go. I feel like he has knowledge that he hasn't given us yet, so I don't think he can die yet. I still think he will die. He's like the classic old man who dies eventually. But I think Tsukauchi might die here if he's not. If he doesn't turn out to be the traitor, he will probably die. And if he does turn out to be the traitor, he might kill Gran Torino. I think that's like one of the 2 ways it go. Either one of them dies, and I think, as I just said, it's actually more likely for me to be Tsukauchi because I feel like Gran Torino has some kind of secret he hasn't told us or something. But we'll see about that. But I think Tsukauchi might die, cause he's just a silly little policeman. which no offense to the police, but just from this chapter you saw how ridiculously useless they were. I think All Might might act on that, the fact that his best friend is dead, and that will lead to his own death. Because we don't know the specifics surrounding All Might's death, even though Night Eye saw it in the future. But we know that it's about now, or maybe a year in the future, because Night Eye said about 5 or 6 years, or something like that, and it has been 5 years. Or a little more, so it's about time for him to die, we just don't know, which is like a pretty, it was a pretty clever move to not have like a precise date, but it could happen about now, or maybe in a year. We don't exactly know, so that means that his death could come as like a surprise, especially because I feel like at this point it seems like, what's his name? I forgot the name of the author who makes Boku no Hero, but I feel like for us it kind of feels like that he's dragging out All Might's death, because we all expected for him to die in Camino Ward, and then he didn't die, and then we're like, okay, when is he gonna die then? Because he's probably gonna die. It makes no sense if he doesn't, I feel like. Because it just feels like that's how it should be, that he should die. And then by dragging out to say, oh, maybe maybe next year he'll die. If he dies now, like in the next arc, or by the end of this arc, or something like that, like something ridiculous, I think that'd be pretty cool and pretty surprising, because this is probably not how we'd see that die, but it also, it will play into, like, All Might died because he let his personal feelings get the better of him, so his best friend died and he kind of just saw red and decided, okay, I'm gonna fuck these people up even though I can't do shit, or something like that. Tsukauchi could maybe just be held hostage, I don't know. And it could be the same for Gran Torino as well, like if Tsukauchi turns out to be the traitor and it's Gran Torino who gets killed or captured or something, All Might still act irrationally, because I feel like that would be something he'd do, because All Might deserves to go out as a hero. He deserves to do something heroic. He does not deserve to be the kind of person who dies because he gets taken hostage, or because there's an attack and and some people are like, oh, we can just kill All Might because he can't do anything. Like, he deserves to go out as a hero. And I think if he can, like, save someone, like, again, let's say Tsukauchi dies, but he can save Gran Torino, or Tsukauchi is the traitor and he can save Gran Torino because, he gets captured or something. Like, I feel like All Might dies not because he's attacked, but he's the one who initiates an attack or something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now because I've just talked for like 8 minutes out from one panel. But I thought that from all the chapter, I thought that was the most interesting bit. Because, yeah. We also have like, Ryukyuku Dragon Girl. We see her quirk as in turning into a dragon, which was pretty cool. And we have, Chisaki, kind of explain the concept between his like 8 henchmen. Are they just called the 8%? I don't know. Well, I forgot what they were called. But how they wear masks because he doesn't want to breathe the same air as them, and they are not exactly his subordinates as much as they are just his pawns, which I really like, because he's really like the puppet master, the puppeteer, I feel like. And apparently there's this thing with his father. I think Chisaki does not love his father, just like he does not love his daughter. I feel like his father is just another piece in his plan, that he needs his quirk or his knowledge, or he has a secret he has yet to tell him or something. Because Chisaki does not feel like the person who has feelings. So there's something about his father that is important. Not just because he's Chisaki's father. But yeah, other than that, I thought it was really cool to see Aizawa and Deku work together to save those flying policemen. And I'm really interested to see more of Deku and Aizawa's teamwork, because Aizawa will be working with the Night Eye office, as opposed to the other characters like that we know, because Kirishima will obviously be with Fat Gum, is that his name? I keep forgetting, Fat something, and Sun Eater, Tamaki, and Uraraka and Tsuyu will be working with Dragon Girl, and other top big three girl. Again, I forget these people's names. I shouldn't forget them, but I keep forgetting them. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see Aizawa and Deku work together because I feel like they're a fun combi. We didn't see Mirio in this chapter, which I don't know if was intentional. Maybe he's like doing something else. I didn't think we saw Bubble Girl either, so maybe they're off doing something because they're both Night Eye office people as well. And again, Mirio is pretty good, so maybe they're closer to Eri. Who the fuck knows? Yeah, I think actually that's all I want to talk about in this chapter, because there was not a lot of action, but a lot of words in the beginning, just again explaining the plan and then the stuff with the police, but I thought like that one line about Tsukauchi and Gran Torino was super interesting. So that's what I decided to talk about. I might go back to this chapter again next week, just to like, because obviously thing will be, they'll just extend some of the scenes, so that makes sense, I guess. Yeah, a bit weird here in the end, just a little all over the place, but basically I just wanted to talk about the panel and just that it was cool about Aizawa and Deku. I thought that was, again, I just really like Aizawa, so yeah. Yes, also that one person last time who was like, maybe Aizawa's the traitor. Please no, I don't want that. Aizawa is like, no. He's pure, okay? But yeah, you can leave a thumbs up if you like anything that I had to say. Leave in the comments below your thought of the possible All Might death because of what I talked about and other things, I guess. And what you thought of the chapter in general, and you can subscribe if you want to see more of this, and until next time, bye.